Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey.
Okay. We're at the Newcombe Medal.
We are. They're about to start.
Yeah.
So this is us from the past. It is Tuesday night from the Newcombe Medal. Hello, future selves. We don't know yet who's won. I know you do.
We don't. But you do.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon because we're excited and we've got to shut up.
On with the show.
Woo!
Hello, past self. You need to lose some weight, bud. Anyway, welcome back to the tennis. That's right, it was the Newcombe Medal this week. De Minaur took it out. He was the hot favourite, but I tell you what, he did deserve it. But we've got a big show today. Demon does it again, as I said, a fourth top gong for Alex at the Nukes. Best of the rest, who has the greatest tennis rivalry next to Alcaraz? Roll out the red carpet, the who's who of tennis heading down under this January. That's all ahead with me, Xave Muehlebach, and next to me is the queen of all things digital and beyond. It's Brie Stewart, my co-host. Hello.
Hi.
You good?
I'm good, thank you.
That's great. And emerging from his tipping point hibernation, it is none other than Todd Woodbridge.
And what drop zone would you like?
Let's get Black 22. Is that how the game works?
No, I think
it's not Monday night anymore.
I might have hit the roulette in the background a little bit.
Oh, did you?
Anyway, it came out okay. But Gustavo Curtin's body double, it's Rhys de Deugd.
We're getting that one out the way before Craig even comes in, but good to be here. Good to be here.
Let's get into the show. It is, of course, time for the newest but best segment of the show.
The Big Question.
Right, it's the big question. Bit of a fan favourite, I've noticed in the comments. So this week's big question, putting this to us on the panel, but also you at home or in your car, wherever you're listening or watching. The question is, outside of Alcaraz v Sinner, what is the best... Quick whiz around, submit your answers. I did, spoiler alert, did tell everyone what the question is so everyone knows what they're going to say. But yeah, Todd, who is yours? And then we'll do a deep dive in more.
I went looking at rankings and people and matchups and tournaments, and I thought, I've actually got a weird one, but I'll single it out. Novak Djokovic, we just not talking about him very much. He was still the third best player in the world
Easily.
in the majors last year.
Yeah.
And his rivalry for me that I want to see, it's both Alcaraz and Sinner.
Oh, so if you have to pick one.
So if I have to pick one, he's actually leading head-to-head against Alcaraz, and he's down 6-4 to Sinner. So I want to see the Sinner Djokovic-Alcaraz in 2026 because you know that's what drives him.
Yeah.
He was driven by Roger, by Rafa, and now he's got this generation, and he doesn't want to leave, and he also wants to make sure that he keeps a winning record against these two before he leaves. So that is the rivalry that I want to see more of in 2026.
All right, we'll challenge you on that in a second, but I do genuinely think interesting and exciting. Rhys, how about yourself?
I do like that one. I went to the WTA side,
Very
and
good.
I think all the superstars on the women's side of tennis at the moment are really interchangeable with their rivalries. There's so many great storylines. I thought about like Sabalenka, Anisimova, Iga Swiatek. Coco Gauff's got a great rivalry with these two as well. But I went with the top two, Sabalenka and Iga Swiatek. Just because top two in the world, they've had some amazing battles. They are like the Djokovic and Sinner in a way on the women's side. We just haven't seen him in a slam final yet.
Yeah.
My prediction, AO 26.
Oh, that's
We're finally
good.
going to get it.
But again, you've touched on a rivalry that doesn't come to mind quickly, but makes so much sense. So
Yeah.
It
we'll
does.
dive down in
They
a
play
minute.
great matches.
Brie, how about yourself?
I obviously went left field because that's what I'm known for.
This is exciting.
And lent into a rivalry that I quite enjoyed watching a couple of times throughout the year, which is Medvedev v Tien.
Yeah.
So learner
like
Tien, up and comer, new next gen Medvedev, someone we know quite well, had a bit of a rocky 2025, but they saw each other in 3 different matches, big matches, AO, Shanghai Masters, China Open. Tien led 2-1, and they all went to 5-set matches as well.
they all went the distance,
or to
yeah.
the last kind of deciding sets, because obviously they're not all 5-set match tournaments. But really interested to see what happens there if they do face each other again. We've got right-handed versus left-handed. That was my left
That's
field one.
good.
I do like it's another intergenerational
Yes.
one too.
Yeah.
Been there, done it, new one
And Leonard
coming.
Tien's still coming up.
Yeah.
Lots of people may not even know about him yet unless you're really into the sport. And we obviously had that miraculous moment when Tien beat him And we did lose a camera at the Australian Open.
Yes.
Courtesy of Medvedev. So, yeah.
Yeah, expensive,
Yeah.
but good footage.
Oh, yeah, from a lot of angles. Well, one less angle now.
Fantastic viewing.
Luckily,
I'm
we
gonna
had the
say.
animated feed. That was it was great on the animated feed.
But I must say, each of you has brought a very interesting
Thank you.
rivalry.
Yeah.
So, Todd, if you had to fight, give me one more sentence to fight for your choice, Djokovic and Sinner, why?
Well, it is going to be the greatest that we know in terms of numbers in Djokovic, and Sinner is going to really rival those numbers, I believe. And so this one's trying to stop this one from getting near him, a lot like what was happening when Djokovic was getting close to Federer and Nadal. You could see them going, oh, I hope he doesn't win this one. And he did. Oh. And Sinner is going to be doing that. I thought at Wimbledon this year, I thought that was Alcaraz's tournament. Sinner wins it.
Yeah.
And upon reflection, watching him there, I think he ends up winning more Wimbledons in his career. I think he's going to rival 5, 6, maybe 7 Wimbledons if everything goes well.
Wow. How many
And
did Roger get?
he had 8.
Okay, so let's just say 8. Make it 9.
Okay. So, it's just got this, like, it's got something that we can watch over an extended period of time, not just, next year. Because what does Sinner do? And how does Djokovic halt it while he's still with us?
And none of us are ready for Djokovic to go.
No. And that's why I
Especially
raise it,
him.
No, especially him.
I think the fans.
I
like-
love,
Yeah.
what I love, no, you can love and not love Novak, right? But what I do love about him is where he finds his energy, where he finds his motivation. And he finds it out of those rivalries, out of those moments, not wanting to let them have what he sees as his. So I think this is going to be fun watching both of them. But, if it's even on the small scale, he wants to turn around a losing record to Sinner. You can bet on that.
Yeah.
If he just gets one win over him next year, it's going to be like a legacy-defining match.
Yeah.
Like what we've got with the Djokovic-Alcaraz rivalry,
Yes.
the Olympic gold medal match. It's the AO
match.
quarterfinal
Yes.
here. Like big matches where he got over the top of Alcaraz.
And that's
If he
the
can
next,
do that
isn't
in
it?
Sinner's prime now, that is like huge for his legacy.
And they're going to be such important matches because of their rankings. It's not going to be until the pointy end of
No,
the tournament.
that
Yeah.
comes at
It's gonna
crucial
be-
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. I mean, I can't put any holes in your logic.
Good, thanks.
Anyone
like it.
else?
No, I'm a big fan.
Great.
It's a little bit left field like Breeze in a way because it's not like two guys that are playing
Well, it's almost
a lot of tennis
cross-generational.
against
Yeah,
each other.
we're
but
not
it's just
going
like
to
storyline.
We're not going to see it go through, and storylines are important to us
Yeah.
because
Love
it's
storyline.
it's what brings the fans. It's
Makes it interesting.
Passion, love or
Absolutely.
hate.
Yeah.
All right, Rhys, you had, of course, Sabalenka and Swiatek.
Yeah, and like I said, there was so many ways I could have gone. I didn't mention either Aryna Sabalenka and Elena Rybakina. Their rivalry
Yes.
lately has been really fiery, and that's a great storyline in itself.
On and off the
Rybakina-
court.
Yeah, and they've just both really big games with their serve and forehand, and just so much in it
Yeah.
between those two. But yeah, the way I went with number 1 and 2 is how I want to see this rivalry like play out. They have been 1 and 2 for quite a while, spent a lot of time in those top 2 spots. I think in terms of like contrasting games a little bit too, Iga Swiatek, the bit behind the baseline, side to side, heavier spin, whereas Sabalenka hits a very flat ball, but they're both big all-round games. I think like when they come up against each other, it is the best spectacle in women's tennis at the moment.
Todd, you're the
Okay.
expert.
No, I agree.
Wow.
Good.
Cold face.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to be a bit more.
You've got to be as verbose and as
No.
knowledgeable on Medvedev
I
versus I'm going to
am-
call the lieutenant,
I
LT.
am not going to be. I'm going to think about it more from a fan watching perspective.
Ah,
So for me, why I think Medvedev
Small cat.
and small cat, Medvedev and Tien are interesting, and why it's one we want to keep seeing is because I see them like fire and ice.
Nice.
Because Lerner Tien is just coming up the rankings. He's
cool.
so composed.
He's so
American,
smiley,
young
like-
guy.
Yeah.
Yep. And
World
then-
hasn't broken him down yet.
Exactly. But even when Medvedev was having issues at Australian Open and at Shanghai Masters and China Open, he kind of kept his cool a little bit more.
Tennis's Cold War.
Yeah. Lerner was just kind of like, just pretending, obviously staying in his mental mindset, pretending like it wasn't even happening. And for someone to be that young, I think he's early 20s or 19 even, similar age to Fonseca.
Yeah. He's in the next gen finals
Next gen
coming
finals.
up.
So he's young,
Yeah.
and to have one of the greats who's been top 5 for how many years,
Grand
to
Slam
be acting
champion.
like that, and
Well,
then
the perennial
him.
also ran.
I
but-
just find it really interesting and really great to watch. And I'm very Australian. Love an underdog story.
Yeah,
love
Yeah.
when the up and comer
And he was
comes over the
behind
top.
in both those matches. He won
He was.
too, right? Learning to the end, wasn't he? 2 sets to love down
Yes.
at the AO,
Yeah, that
and he
comeback.
was like Medvedev was serving for it in China. But then I also love that Medvedev got the
Shanghai.
monkey off the back
Yeah.
and got him back with one. So it's like
It's
phenomenal how
interesting
it's
now.
played out. I'd
Yeah.
love it to
Again,
love it to be
storyline.
here again. Interesting to see how next season will play out for
I
him.
know.
If like that's usually the age where you can start to tell if they're
Yeah.
going to break out and have the jump.
Yeah, it's that
Well,
real
the main
tipping
thing,
point.
The main thing that happens is that he maintains.
Yes.
That
Picks up a lot of points.
Well, that if you can hold for another year, then
And
you
mature.
can improve.
So-
It's the harder part of coming through and getting there and having these big moments, and then the pressure of like having to get the points back, having to do all of that, and then you see people go backwards, and then holes come in their games, and then so if he can maintain, he'll have done well.
So it's almost to the point of if you have too much acceleration, you'll just blast yourself out of orbit. You need to be consistent, and
there's
then you can
only-
maintain, and
and
then
then gradually.
I would say that there is
rise.
only 1 to 2 players per 15 years that have the ability to just keep soaring.
and we've got one on the show.
And what's that?
You,
How?
you,
What?
you maintained.
A tipping point?
Yeah, your tipping point, your hairline, just continual employment.
This is rogue.
I don't know.
No one else is on the same page
Have you
as
not
you.
met me?
It's a compliment.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Well,
It is
in
a nice
actual fact,
compliment.
what I was talking about was oneself back in the day.
I met back in the day,
Yes,
tennis-wise.
you know,
yes.
so you come like that and you go, how can I keep this up?
Maintain it,
And
yeah.
am I good enough? And you start asking all these questions, and I crashed.
yeah. What's the turtle in the hair?
yeah,
That sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, because the turtle. Anyway,
Anyway,
we could go into the world
it
of
was
fables.
The rabbit that went down the burrow. I don't know
Just ass
where
up,
he's
head
going
down.
here.
No. You haven't been on for a while. He gets quite wild. Are you
Yeah.
hungover?
No, I'm not today.
We all had great storylines with our rivalry, and
know, I'm
Xave's
so-
just springing out fables.
Yeah,
What's your
exactly.
storyline?
This is what a podcast should be. But you guys each of you have really brought some interesting thoughts
I
to
think
that.
so.
And I think the fans are going to have quite a lot to say. So at
Let
home,
us know.
yeah, let
Djokovic,
us know.
Sinner, Sabalenka, Swiatek, Medvedev, Tien, or tortoise in the hair.
We're going to jump straight into what caught your eye. Teddy, going to stick with you.
Yes.
Newcombe Medal. You were hosting.
Hosting the Newcombe Medal, which is great. You know, the Newcombe Medal just brings the tennis community of Australia together, and that's so important. You know, in the lead into the Newcombe Medal, hosted with Casey Delacqua, the Queensland Tennis Awards, and the winners from that, they all come from each state down into Melbourne, and there's this real anticipation. It's their Academy Awards, their Logie moment for clubs and everything like that. So I really appreciate it. Obviously, Alex de Minaur, the clear winner, and deservingly so. And but I did love Maya Joint this year. I mean, if Alex hadn't done, as well, Maya wins it. What
She
a year.
does, yeah.
So I really love that we had 2 real contenders in those nominations that could go on and win. But my highlight of the night, and I think this is the best award at the Newcombe Medal,
Oh, I think
is
I know what you're going to
is
say.
the spirit of tennis.
Oh my God.
But usually I'm not too short of words, actually, after, this will be my 49th year of commentating at the Open.
Oh, that was good.
I had
Yeah.
tears because obviously Alan Stone works in our AO radio team
Yeah.
and I love him. And I sent him an email
Yeah.
the other night being like, I always get too shy to come and see you because I see you at Davis Cup and then I saw you at that, even though he works in our team during the AO, but I see him as such a great, and I sent him this little email and he was like, I'm so humbled.
Well,
and
tennis is about community, and,
Yeah.
and it goes a long way back. So I first met Alan when I was 14 years of age, playing the McDonald's Cup in Melbourne. I was staying at his house. He'd been this legend of the game, and you got to be billeted there, and you're like, wow, here I am. Nearly 50 years in television commentary. If you go back into the 70s when I was growing up and playing my tennis and watching in the early 80s, he was the voice.
Yeah.
But not only that, he's a Grand Slam champion. He coached Victorian state squads. He was a Davis Cup selector. He was a Davis Cup player that had a 6-0 winning record.
Yeah, never lost.
People forget people. And that whole award is all about showcasing that. And I was standing in the wings obviously I knew he was getting it. He lives 4 doors from me now in my street.
That's so good.
And I see him every night walking with he and Jossie down the street. They're creatures of habit. But you know what? I'm standing in the wings watching, and John Fitzgerald just read it beautifully.
He was
and
amazing
every
too,
sentence that was delivered, he's sitting there and he looked at Jossie.
That's me.
Yeah.
It is. and
That's
this
my life.
unfolding joy that was happening and the appreciation, best moment of the night for me.
It
that's
was.
fantastic.
I actually
Beautiful
just
award,
adore
isn't it?
him. And do you know what? When he gave his speech, I just thought, man, you've still got the best voice.
Yeah.
So good
It
for
is
it, isn't
such a good voice.
Yeah.
It's like not aging his voice.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
and because he just turned 80 as well. So
I know.
I think there are a lot of special moments, and everyone gets it. But he's one of those people that he wasn't he wasn't John Newcombe or Tony Roach or Rod Laver. But in Australian tennis we had so many great players that have done so many things, and so kudos to TA for really recognising that.
Getting back to Alex though, tell us how much higher can Alex raise the bar, do you think, in 2026? What's ahead?
Gosh.
Obviously, Newcombe said he needs to work on his
That got
serve.
reported widely. Every headline.
Well,
He wasn't having a crack, Alex.
No. And it's
No,
not
he knows
wrong.
that.
He would
Yeah,
know that.
he
yeah.
talks about it himself.
we're
yeah.
talking
I
we're
hope he
talking a
knows.
player ranked 6 and 7. He sat through that
Interchangeable,
number.
yeah.
6, 7. Got it. Sorry,
Go
please
on
keep
in.
going.
And so we're talking not even a percent, are we? We're talking 0.3% to make that happen.
It's almost like the Formula One, like tweaking.
But there is that piece about serve. That's the next level. But you know what? If you watched Alex this past 12 months, he's not only he knows the differences he needs to make. No one works harder, but there's also an effort off the court to brand himself, to actually get people to understand who he is, because he's quiet, he's a worker, he's a thinker, and when he loses, he's hard on himself. But no one is going to do more than him. And I'm watching him step up in front of microphones, and he's actually quite funny away from it. When the light goes on, he's actually gets quieter, but he's trying to change that. And I think changing that personality in front of the camera, if you like, will also help him on the court. It will make him more somewhat aggressive and believable in that space.
Yeah.
Because half of it comes down to aura when you walk out on the court, and the belief that you're going to win, and the belief at the other end of the court that you're going to be tough to beat. Now, he has that at the bottom end of the rankings. He people don't think they can get a ball past him. So his speed and all of that.
Yeah.
But when he gets into the quarters, semis and the finals of those majors, which we hope he gets to that part in 26, he feels like he has to press too much. He feels like he has to go harder. And in actual fact, he just needs to play the same.
Yeah.
But he's got to get first serve percentages up and get a few more free points somehow without, letting the percentage come down. So that's what's going to make the difference. And, you got to be there knocking on the door week in, week out at those majors to get your breakthrough, to get to the semi. And when that happens again, he had his chance once, US Open, didn't quite take it. You've got to do it again. You've got to do it again. And then you never know what might happen. Is he going to win 10? Probably not, but he can win 1.
Yeah. And how do you think he compares to some of our other great Aussies like Pat Rafter, Leighton Hewitt?
Well, there's similarities to Leighton,
Yeah, there's similarities to Leighton. There's similarities to Pat. Then this is the point that I make about him trying to be more of a sellable product. He wants people to believe and recognize him. And at the moment, we still got that feeling there. He goes a little under the radar.
I mean, I've got a box of Weet-Bix at home with his face on it.
That's right. I mean, I'm
That's
here.
growing all the time too, right?
I'm pitching him because what he's doing in the world of tennis is outrageously good.
It is.
Yeah.
It is beyond. And in Australia, we have this, if you don't win the major, you're not making it. I'm like,
The tall poppy.
I talk to people and they go,
Love an underdog,
do you think
hate a
he's
tall
ever,
poppy.
do you think he's ever going to get there? And I'm going,
Of course he will.
he's 6 and 7
He's
in
there.
the whole world.
He's 6'7".
Yay!
There we go again.
So anyways, I mean, we're talking 0.3, 0.2 of a percent for him to make that next level. But
Yeah.
no one will give it more effort than
Than him.
Alex de Minaur.
Yeah.
Well, Viv and Matt actually sat down with Alex on the sit down.
I need to get my hands on a slam to be in or to be even close to being in the same conversation and as some of the Aussie greats. Got plenty of work to do. Hopefully one day.
And I think we saw at the US Open, like any normal person, you saw that, I've got my chance here, and tension.
Yeah.
So you got to get to those moments. That's why I think you open the door, get there again. Because once
Manifest.
you just go, you know what, bugger this, I deserve to be here.
And he does.
And I've got this, like, even if I'm mentoring younger people, you go, just, if you do the work, let it happen.
He's so resilient, isn't he? And my highlight for his year was actually when he lost to Sinner at the China Open. And he took a set off him and he really challenged him on Sinner's serve. Obviously, he doesn't get as many free points as the other top players on his serve. But on return, he is phenomenal. And that's his X factor. That's how he has to play his own game, like you said, not try and take it up to him as much.
Like, I loved his performance at Laver Cup this year.
Yes. Oh my God, that was
Got
amazing.
to take Laver Cup.
And repeat it.
Repeat in the major.
En masse. Well, that is our 2025 Newcombe Medal and Newcombe Medalist wrap-up. The scoreboard has been reset for next year's Nukes. So,
Sure
Alex,
has.
get a major up here. I think you might get it again. But from one award... That makes sense.
Meow.
From one award to another award, Rhys, what caught your eye this week?
Yes, it's the nominees for next week's WTA Awards.
That's good, because we did ATP Awards last week.
Yes.
or the week
We
before,
did.
so this is good.
So a week later now, we're talking about the nominees for the WTA Awards. And I love some of these categories. And I think I'd sort of mentioned in the pre-production meeting, maybe with the Newcombe Medal, maybe there's not as much time on the night, but we could see some more player-related awards, or we could do some on our social channels for fan vote
very
awards.
good.
So let us know. Some of these categories I really
Love.
like. So we'll just get stuck in and read through the nominees and get everyone's
Yeah,
thoughts.
great.
on
Because
their
then we
tips.
could have got Maya a medal.
Yes.
Maybe we can do the Woody's Doubles Player of the Year.
That'd be good.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
The
like
WTA.
Jelena Dokic, comeback player of the year. There could be a few.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Maya Joint, a phenomenal year. And she got rewarded. Her coach Chris Marnie won Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
Oh,
which is
last week,
amazing.
which was amazing
Yeah.
too. And,
Yeah,
and
perfect.
she was so proud of.
All right,
of
Rhys,
Chris.
hit us up with Player of the Year.
Player of the Year. So we've got a lot of our top players on the WTA side: Iga Swiatek, Arina Sabalenka, Amanda Anisimova, Elena Rybakina, Coco Gauff, and AO champ Madison Keys also got herself a nomination. So the Slam champions.
Who do we think's
great
gonna
years from
win?
them all, and very tough to pick this
Yeah.
one, I think, because obviously,
Yeah, isn't the WTA Awards, it's a lot harder and less clear than the ATP Awards? Or am I
if
just...
you were to pick a player of the year, on the men's side, it's probably two players for nominees,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Yeah.
That you could go between.
Yeah, but here, I mean, there's reason for each of them. And it's why they're nominated,
I
obviously.
think Anisimova needs to win.
I mean, Coco, for
She
most...
can't win Player of the Year.
No,
Nah.
she can't because she didn't
She didn't win.
win.
She won
Mate.
some
But I think,
1,000 titles.
Yeah. A major, yes. Okay.
Coco should
She
win...
gets most improved.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Sabalenka going down at the end, getting over the hump of making those two finals where she won the US Open, and amazingly consistent, probably her most consistent season yet. You probably have to give it to Sabalenka.
Yeah,
Year
I
number
would.
one.
Is there an award for biggest endorsement of the year? Coco with her new Mercedes deal? She's doing all right.
Highest paid female athlete in the world. And I
world.
think they're
I love
saying
it.
with this Mercedes deal, they're predicting could be the highest paid tennis player full stop at the moment.
Like above your Sinners,
Crazy.
above your
Love
Novaks.
that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Good on you, Coco.
And she had a phenomenal
Queen.
year too. I think goes under the radar a bit. That Roland Garros title,
Yeah.
WTA 1000.
All right, so predictions, Player of the Year. Quick hit, Todd.
Arina Sabalenka.
Sabalenka. Rhys.
same.
Yeah, they're right.
Cool, I'm sticking with the masses. Sabalenka it is.
The next one is comeback player of the year, which I love this
Yeah.
as a category.
Oh, yes.
So we've gone Belinda Bencic, Marketa Vondrousova, who had a comeback this year, which was really cool to see. Barbora Krejcikova, Sorana Castella, and Anastasia Sevastova. So I think all phenomenal years in their own right, but Belinda Bencic is a standout
Yeah.
for me and how she was able to get back up into that upper echelon.
Do you agree, Todd? I thought you were going to have a different
was a bit of
opinion
a-
there. Yeah, a bit of...
I know that was just keeping my mouth moist. Done a lot of talking this week. I agree. Like Vondrousova is probably close, but when I watch both of them sort of over the last couple of years and where their life journeys, I saw Vondrousova sort of. I know she got injured, but I saw her lose interest for a while. She just didn't maintain the intensity, and she found it harder. I think just after winning Wimbledon and whatever. Whereas Belinda Bencic, she's just got this drive, and she just wanted to come back and succeed after having her child, and it just looked right for me.
That's why I like this category, though, because Vondrousova isn't looking like she'll reach the heights of a Wimbledon title again. But 6 months out with shoulder surgery, she won Berlin after beating Sabalenka in the semifinals. Like, those are the type of things that it rewards. So that's why I like this category. But yeah, Belinda's year was unbelievable.
Amazing.
Like, she's better than she was before.
Yeah.
The baby.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing story. Like, they all have really incredible stories of overcoming.
Well, and she also goes down for me, and so I hope she achieves this. She's, I think, one of the best players never to win a major.
right.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah,
She is
so
a lot
far.
younger than I thought.
How old
She's
is she?
my age, I think. 28.
How old are you?
28.
Don't
I think.
look a day over 22.
I could be wrong with that, but I was writing about it the other day. I couldn't believe how young she was. She's younger than like
Yeah.
Pegula and Paolini.
Yeah. Well, that just means she's got a lot more time ready
She
to
does.
do that major
Yeah.
winning.
Yeah.
Get a major up, yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you, Belinda. I think we're all agreed. Bencic for the win on that one.
Yep.
Okay,
Cool.
let's see if
All right,
we
let's
have
whiz
some,
through the two more. Go for
Yeah,
it.
most improved player, Clara Towson, Alexandrova Noskova, Andreeva, and Anisimova. We
How
all
did
sort
you
of
not make the cut, Brie? You've improved a lot in tennis.
You have, Brie.
I
Shout out.
actually
Stick a
haven't.
shout out.
I actually
We
haven't.
mentioned before Anisimova, probably a favourite there. I like Linda Noskova. She has improved a lot this
Cool.
year as a really, really young player. She's on a really quick trajectory. And obviously Mirra, in a similar respect, she's so
I
young.
wanted to lean into Andreeva, but I feel like she just stayed consistently good.
So the way she, after the AO, the Sunshine double, she was like the best player in the world for that little period of time. Like, she was
Yeah.
phenomenal. So, but probably didn't maintain it in the second half.
Yeah.
I got to go with Anisimova.
Yeah.
Like, if she needs she needs to win something.
Yes.
Because, Sammy's of a French to Ash Barty, and her life changes dramatically off the court, and that's really rough. Finds a way to get back to being a fantastic player again. Gets out there. Wimbledon, amazing tournament. Final, one that you'll never want to remember for her. The mental effort, though, to come back and play so well at the US Open, I don't think anyone can appreciate that. That could be career-ending, that Wimbledon final. It was for Eugenie Bouchard. She never got near the heights again. And so Anisimova, like her whole journey to this point, I think that she deserves any award you can give her.
I mean, Anisimova's my pick to take out AO26, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, no, that's definitely
The
on
way
the
she's
cards.
tracking, good chance. And she's got the game
that
to beat
backhand.
all of those top players. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favourite on this list, though, is Ekaterina Alexandrova, because every time I see or read her name, in my head it's to the tune of Macarena. Ekaterina Alexandrova.
She was so consistent this
That's
season.
quite good.
Always,
Yeah, that was
always
funny.
thereabouts. 4 WTA 500 finals.
And
We'll whiz
things
through
in
this
her
last one of newcomer of the year. So rising stars that have sort of just come out of nowhere. Mboko, Buisson, Iala. Our favourite as Aussies, Maya Joint, and Eva Jovic and Eva Lise. So like a lot,
That's a hard list.
a lot of really good names there.
Yeah.
Go Maya.
Can
from
they
an Aussie
have,
perspective.
like, Nukes dual winners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? We've
Maybe
got 6 winners this year.
Choose them all. Like, it's actually really hard to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
so
just
on
make
there.
up a few more.
But if Mboko was pretty special.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
It's
can
true.
open.
She's
Yeah, but it also, think about, like, we're talking
Yala,
about it,
Eva
Roland
Lise as
Garros.
well,
Yeah.
though, like,
She, at Roland Garros, she was coming and
Yeah.
it just kept going. So,
gonna choose her?
yeah, I'm going to do Newcombe Medal and Mboko and
and joint.
So-
Okay.
a joint winner.
Well,
joint
Newcombe and Newcomer. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one, Dave.
King of the wordplay today. All right, now we're going to have Craig Tiley joining us later. So I've got something that I want to chat to him about
Hopefully,
with my eye-catching moment.
you better be on your best behaviour.
Never am, Todd. Never am. We call it career-limiting moves by Xavier and Craig. But Brie, take us through your caught your eye moment from this week before we head to a break.
We've had the hard hitters over here
Yeah,
talking about the
actual
big,
tennis journalists.
interesting stuff.
Oh, I've never been called that.
Neither have I, to
Yeah.
be honest. I'm the TikTok guy.
No, today I am. Because we are going to I want to talk about a Carlos Alcaraz video that he has done on TikTok. He's obviously in his off season, he's still playing lots of tennis, isn't he, Rhys?
Lots of
But he's
hope so.
also doing some quite funny, weird, interesting
Now,
TikToks.
it's very visual, so feel free to describe for our audio-only listeners.
Okay, we've got Alcaraz in the middle of 2 men.
Yep. Okay.
And they're
Please keep
taking
talking.
one leg, they're taking the other leg, and they're
talking.
holding him up and they're doing their heads back and forth and then wiggling their hips.
Okay, for those that are just listening and not watching, Brie has described a very funny G-rated TikTok video. And nothing more.
Players are doing this stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So Did we watch it again? It's quite cute, isn't it? Look at it.
Is it though, or is it just because it's Alcaraz? If that was a couple of blokes from a suburb down the road,
I'm just
you'd
not
be
sure.
like, who cares?
Do you know what? And the reason why I wanted to share this is because it's probably not his best piece of content he's done.
No, because he's actually okay on social, right?
Yeah. But he's also in his early 20s and he's having fun.
It's kind of loose.
And I love it. Yeah.
And you
It's
see
silly.
you're seeing the side of him that isn't produced.
Yeah.
Very
And
cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
My
And
favourite thing though, his hair's finally gone back to a real better
Oh,
colour.
yes, so it has.
He's dropped.
I
the
mean,
top
and
deck.
there is no person on earth whose hair grows faster than his anyway. So, I mean,
probably why he
starts a Grand Slam with none, and he comes
Yeah.
out with it's
Yeah.
Is this the same
It looks like
tournament?
Guy Sebastian.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so he's got 1.2 million TikTok followers and 8
that's
million
all right.
Instagram followers. I suspect he will go up on TikTok after that beautiful piece of work that he did.
Could be at the TikTok Awards next year.
But I think we've got to. The reason why these players are doing this stuff and even showing, we know, right, Rhys and social. There's the highly produced stuff that Xave's team does, and then we do a little bit more behind the mask.
Or as
And
Brie
that
likes to say, the one that gets all the viewers.
We
Which,
get
while technically correct, I hate it.
we get a lot of views by showing the real side of the sport and humans, and what he's doing there is showing that real side, like you said, Todd.
Well, they're human moments, aren't they?
And I think we're starting to see our tennis players wake more and more up to the value of social media for commercial opportunities.
Great point.
Because they need partnerships, they need to be on TV ads or whatever they need to do. It's an expensive sport. Also, it's not a sport you can play forever. So I think it's good that he's leaning into it. What do you think about the change
Yeah, well,
from your perspective?
You on TikTok, Todd?
well, I'm more in the over 55 reverse
Facebook.
mortgage area.
We have seen that ad.
And but we've all
The
got
best
our-
one was the bowel screening one, but please continue. Jump on YouTube if you want to see that
I
one.
have done.
You have?
I have done a toilet paper ad.
Oh,
But anyway.
You did also do bowel cancer screening. Do you not remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
But that's
That's a great
important.
cause.
I'm not saying it's bad.
That's an amazing cause.
That's important.
Very.
Now, what was the question?
Another senior moment.
What do you, from your side, seeing all these players use social media for
that was
commercial
it.
opportunities,
Yeah.
which obviously weren't there when
I
you were
love
playing?
it because we work in it, and
Yes.
it's fascinating because I'm actually been seen for my true personality that people didn't recognize. I played tennis. I was like, so straight, tucked my shirt in and pulled my hat down.
Little
and,
schoolboy Todd.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
Sees it
but I
behind the
also
scenes.
was that, and that's the only thing I find the balance difficult for an athlete is that you do need to be in your bubble, in your silo, stay in your lane to be able to achieve what you want to on a court or anywhere. Otherwise, you end up kind of losing your way. And that becomes the focus, not the practice, and you start to chip away at the wrong things. So the balance is really important. But in terms of likability and commercialism, it's absolutely crucial.
It
Well, like you
is.
look at Coco, like she's got a big following, right?
Massive.
So
She's much
without
bigger
that,
on TikTok
she probably wouldn't have
than
got the
Alcaraz.
multi-million-dollar Mercedes deal.
For
She
sure.
is so marketable.
For sure.
That's
she's fun.
everything about her. Oh, she's fun.
As is Carlos,
She's
obviously.
clever.
Yeah.
She's
But
smart.
leading
very
into
smart.
trends, leading into things that are gonna.
I one of my favourite moments of the year was at the Laver Cup, courtside, popping in to interview Alcaraz mid game, and I said, "Can you tell me?" Oh, everyone's asked, "Why do you smile so much? Why are you happy? Why are you so happy?" He goes, "I'm 22."
I love that.
And everyone, except for Rhys, you're almost 22.
It's
We're
so
all
easy
going,
to forget
And
how
it's
young
so true.
he is, though. And same
Because
as
it only
Yannick,
gets
but
shitter from there, mate. Like, just enjoy every day you're in your 20s.
he's
Absolutely.
got
Well,
so long to go.
on that note, Todd, thank you so much. I know you have to jet off, but we're going to keep that seat warm because after the break, we've got Craig Tiley joining us, Tournament Director of the Australian Open, and Vix Pops from the Nukes. Stick around for all that and more.
Good on you guys. Well done this season, by the way.
Thank
Fantastic
you.
work.
No, you've been a linchpin of it all.
You have.
Good on you, Todd.
Plenty more to come, so
We
stay
are having a
tuned.
very good time. At least I know I am. What are you doing, Brie?
Stay tuned. We'll be back for more.
Tennis! Welcome back to more of The Tennis. Now, we've lost a Todd, but we've gained a Craig. Welcome to the panel, Craig Tiley.
Good to be here.
It is
We've
very
had a
good.
big day.
We've had a huge day.
Yeah.
You've been trundling around as you always do.
I have. I've just walked the city too. So outside of all the walking we did for a couple of hours this morning, I just walked the city.
Very good.
Entry list came out yesterday.
Yeah.
It did.
We went through it with both the women's tour and the men's tour on finalising it. Geez, what an entry list we have! It's fantastic. All the top players, both on both sides, and it's great to see the Aussies in the draw. But it's great to see that the seeding will be done shortly, and then of course we do the draw on Thursday before we start the event, and then you really kind of start to predict where the matchups are going to be all the way through till the end. So on the men's side, is there going to be an Australian that makes the breakthrough because Alex de Minaur has had a great year?
Well, Todd was just saying that 26 may well be Alex's year.
It could be. He will be the most prepared coming into the event, and so he's got to stay healthy, and which he will because he's so fit and he does such a great job with his preparation. But whether it be Alex or whether it be Alexi making a big breakthrough, then they're going to try and knock off probably the two favourites in Alcaraz and Sinner.
Yep.
And Alcaraz hasn't got very deep into that in the second week of this event yet, and of course this is becoming Jannik's home slam. So so that's going to be interesting. Jannik plays really well on the surface, and on the women's side, it's been Sabalenka's home slam, and so can she be beat here? Madison Keys proved that last year, and she's had a good year, and but then Coco Gauff wants to make that breakthrough. Iga Swiatek wants to make it.
Come on, Maya.
I'm not there yet.
Okay, sorry, jump the gun.
But of course, in Maya, what a great year she's had. Got
Brilliant.
herself to the top 30. She'll be seeded. No one expected that, and other than of course her and her coach, and great job on them. So Chris Marnie and Maya deserve a lot of credit. We'd love to see her do well.
And 5 Aussies automatic entry into the main draw as well.
Is
with
that the most we've
wildcards
had
as
for a
well.
while?
Yeah, women's tennis had an absolute moment in Australia this year, so it's going to be exciting to see those big years translate into the Aussie summer, I think.
Well, I know, and I'm glad you're the advocate for women's tennis because you do travel with them.
Yes,
you do travel
with the Billie Jean
you've been
King
with the
team a
team,
lot.
haven't you?
Yes.
They love him.
They love
They
Rhys.
love him.
In fact, they ask when they travel.
Can Curly Tops come with us?
Who's
Yeah.
coming? And if Rhys's name's on the list, we have to put him
I
in.
have
We
to
need
get
some
the
ties
team.
in Fiji, Craig.
We do.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do anything. You have to talk to the
team
ITF about
manager,
that.
Lauren, will often message me and be like, just checking who you're sending from social. And be like, yeah,
Parentheses,
it'll be
make sure it's
Rhys.
Rhys.
And
Yeah,
then
you
she's like,
can't-
oh, thank God. Thank God it's Rhys.
You
Well,
can't not
okay.
send Rhys.
But you do. I mean, if they
I'm
like
blushing.
the social person with them, the content's better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
and
some
the girls
great-
are great. They
Yeah.
really
They are
lean
great.
into it now.
Yeah, it's really fun.
They've got great team camaraderie too,
Yeah.
which
we got to work on the boys
translates.
more.
Yeah, but
girls-
they're getting
there
better
too.
too.
They're
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, they are
I
getting
think
there.
they
And,
like
and
me.
I think that's because of you. I spent some time with Rhys in Malaga.
Yes.
when he
Oh,
went on
great.
that journey.
Yeah. Did the rain
Great
stop?
time.
No, it's great.
After the flood.
It was, I
Water's
got caught in the
drained.
floods a little bit,
Yeah,
but
you
yeah,
did.
we had a good time. Got to
Yeah.
see, thanks to
Rhys
Craig, I
needed
got
a
to see
snorkel.
Rafa's last ever professional match. So that was a career
was fun.
highlight of mine.
Yeah,
That's so
the
good.
main reason why I went.
To ensure you got to see it. Not
Yes.
so Rhys could.
Yeah,
Not so
yeah,
he
my
could.
idol as a kid.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, very good. But sticking with the
Not as a
AO,
kid, though.
back on dry land. So we've got star players. We've already. So tell me, wild cards. Nick Kyrgios.
Gee, you guess things well. I don't know.
read
I
the
don't
tea
know.
leaves.
We'll have to wait and see. But
Okay, so
but
that's
he's
not a
playing.
no.
He's playing, which is
What's
good.
he playing?
He's been playing events leading in,
Yeah.
and I know he wants to play in the summer. So if he wants to play in the summer, that means he'll want to play the Australian Open. But there's still a lot of water going to the bridge, on that.
So if he doesn't get a wild card, you think he'll play qualifying?
I'm not too sure where his ranking
Ranked.
is. I think he's beyond the period of a protected ranking.
Yeah, got it.
But so that
Oh,
answer,
so he's just
that
gonna
answer
need
I
wild
don't.
card.
He's going to
Full
need a
stop.
wild card to
Yeah.
play, as far as I'm concerned.
He's locked in for the 1 point slam, correct?
Got a
He's
wild
locked
card
in.
for the 1 point
Yeah.
slam, which would be 48 players, of which 20
Mm-hmm.
of them are going to be pros, and
Yeah, amateurs
or
trying to
more.
return his serve will be interesting too.
It will be.
Yeah.
Amateurs trying to turn his serve will be interesting, but
Yeah.
he gets one serve.
He only gets
As a
one.
pro, he gets one serve. The amateurs get two. So when you do the rock paper scissors, and if you win, are you going to receive or are you going to serve as an amateur? It's going to be fun.
And $1 million
14th
on the line.
Yeah, 14th of January.
So
Yeah.
good.
Rod Laver Arena. We're telling people to get your tickets
Oh,
because
so it's ticketed. Okay, so
it's
you've got to
ticketed.
get a ticket.
Got to
The
get a
final
ticket.
is ticketed,
The
right?
final is ticketed. The final
Yeah.
that's Wednesday night. The final
Yeah.
is ticketed,
Yeah.
and the arena will be full because you're going to see the best players in the world.
Well, it's
that are
because
gonna
it's
play.
not just amateurs and then world number 609.
That's the top players in the world.
It's Alcaraz.
So,
It's
yeah.
Kyrgios, as you just said. It's not. It's going to be huge.
Well, those are the two you're talking about now, but wait till we announce the rest.
There's more big names
they're
coming.
All the big names are going to be playing it, and it's going to be it's something unique. 1 point, you lose, you're out, you go home.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
win, you stay, and then it gets to the end of it. It'll probably take about 90 minutes to 120 minutes, like 2 hours when you get to the end of it.
Yeah.
Then there'll be two standing. And it could be an amateur versus pro. It could be woman versus man. There's a whole bunch of scenarios it could be.
It could be.
I mean, I think
No one wins any money except that 1 point. Whoever wins that last point
Huge.
wins $1 million.
And then the last amateur, I'm learning this for the first time, wins a car.
From Kia.
You get a
Kia.
Kia
Our
EV3.
proud partner
Kia.
of the 1 Point Slam.
I know this sounds like an ad, but it's not. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
It's a great
It
prize.
is cool.
It's
It's
so cool
amazing.
seeing local clubs around Australia right now having their 1 point slams. Northern Territory have just had their state
Yes,
championships.
They were the first to finish.
First to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like seeing these amateurs come through these local tennis clubs, and it's such an amazing event to have at a local club.
Well, this is the thing, and this is why we said the Australian Open is about growing and promoting the sport,
Yeah.
and that's one of our
what it's
key
all about.
reasons for doing it. And this is another addition to that. So you could play the 1 point slam in every single club. We've got 4,500 coaches, 2,500 clubs, about 17,000 tennis courts, and every single one could be filled. And next year will be even bigger because you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe we
The
make it
$10 million.
$5 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
5.
Well, after we've costed you a trip, we'll be able to. do
Yeah,
that.
exactly. It might be the $20,000 1 point slam after I've had my fill. No, it's brilliant. But I mean, I'm still only halfway through the list, Craig. Okay, tell me more. Opening week showdown matches.
So opening week is again. The event is now 21 days.
Yeah.
Obviously, we start with the main draw after the first week, which is our opening week. But the first day of the opening week, the entire precinct's going to be open, so kids can come to the ballpark. The music's going to be going. Shake Shack's going to be in town.
First time in Australia.
First time in Australia. So we're going to have some of the best brands globally, feeding people, entertaining people. And then, of course, every single night there's going to be a special match. And again, you get onto the stadium, into Rod Laver Arena. And for example, on the Tuesday night, you can watch Zverev play against Mazzetti. We haven't added all the women in here yet. That's coming. We'll announce
So this
those
isn't
in the
even a
next
full
week.
list
This is
that
not a full
you've
list
done.
yet. But on Wednesday night, we've got the 1 point slam. Then on Thursday night, Alcaraz is playing our own Alex de Minaur in a full match.
Yeah.
With,
I mean, that's almost a preview of. I mean,
it
not
is.
willing
And
the
they're going
final.
to play seriously, and the reason why because they want to use it as their last big time
big
practice match
practice.
Yeah.
going into it.
So they're not going to just be fluffing it around.
No,
they're
no,
going to
they're
be hitting
not.
that ball.
No, it's going to be
gonna
dead
be great.
serious. It's going to be all good stuff. And then we've still got to announce where Novak's going to be playing. We're going to announce where the women are going to be playing in this as well. And then of course on the Friday night we have Jannik versus Felix, and then a new program called the Red Bull
BassLine, or the BassLine,
BassLine,
but it's like
which is
BassLine.
which is a bunch of the top players playing in a special format sponsored by Red Bull. So that'll be a good night too. And then of course we can make an announcement shortly about what happens on Saturday night, and then of course we start on Sunday. But that opening week is going to be absolutely filled with activity. At night during the day, we've got Kids Tennis Day on the Saturday. Again, top players playing that, and then some big bands.
So when you say it's a 3-week event,
It really is a
you're not
3-week event.
bullshit.
Yeah.
well, exactly. In
Something
opening,
for everyone too.
in opening week, $5 kids can come in. In an opening week,
So good.
it's such a good price. And so last year in opening, we had 120,000 people come through the gate, and I'm predicting we'll have about 400,000 come through this year.
600.
Yeah. Well, I said 400 to give the revenue team said I gave them a target of 300, but I think I changed that yesterday.
Yeah, good.
No, but you know what? They're going around saying that they got a target of 240,000. I thought the other day, what did they do with the
that's-
other 60,000?
That's
They've just got rid of them.
no, the 240 is till Thursday.
Oh.
I just changed it to Thursday. There you go.
Oh, good. There you go. You heard it here
Yeah,
first,
I love
folks.
it. Yeah, I'll let them know.
No,
Yeah.
but it's not so much about the numbers; it's about the quality of the experience.
Yeah,
so that
fair.
first week is going to be fantastic, and we're going to, as we get more desire of our fans, our ticket sales are over 30% up. So we are. It's absolutely. It's brilliant for the
And
event.
we've not even hit peak Christmas
No,
shopping time.
We've already surpassed 2024 sales.
Yeah, we
but,
have.
But we're not going to. We're going to hit a limit each day, and if that day's full, then we have people come other days. Because what's most important to us is that everyone has a great
Yeah,
time.
because you want a lot of
experience.
people for the vibe, but you don't want too many people
No, we don't
to
want
make
to
it.
And we will
suck.
have. And this year we'll have more seats. We'll
Right.
have more shade. We'll
Yeah.
have more space, and we have more screen. The
So
four
it's
S's.
Amazing.
4 S's. Give
What-
you a
what
fifth
do
one.
what-
Shit,
what-
yeah.
What do you think? Oh, there you go.
So tell me, what do you think is the biggest thing about opening week which makes it our most ambitious yet?
I think the fact that everything is going to be open.
Yes.
So every restaurant, every outlet, top court, music on top court. So that'll be the first thing. The second thing is we're going to announce some more on the things we've got planned. 1 point slams new. There's going to be a lot of energy around that from
Yeah.
the community scene, because also the club
Yeah.
that performs the best, the player that performs best from the club in the 1 point slam, they also get $50,000.
Yes.
So good.
So
Yeah.
and then there's a card to the best performing amateur. There's $1 million to the winner of the event. So that's going to be That'll be a nice little.
I'm really excited for the 1 point slam.
Yeah, I am too. And so I think that's where those initiatives that week are going to really build up and add to it. And then we're going to make another special announcement, which will even add more energy into
It will.
into it.
Huge. I mean, there's tickets. Most of the tickets are on sale now.
They are,
There's
yeah.
more dropping for more events coming up
Yes.
in the coming days. So
Yeah.
keep your ears open, your eyes open. Social,
Oh, get on the
email.
website. Get on the website
Yeah.
because there's
Set a
opportunities
Google
there.
alert.
There's
There's a lot.
a lot.
There is a lot.
Well,
But it's all great and you should come experience it because it's nothing like our slam, I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the slams have their merit, but ours is very different.
Every slam is great. Every
Yeah.
slam has their own brand positioning.
Yeah.
They're all high performers, and,
Yeah.
and the 4 slams are it's
Amazing.
in tennis.
Yeah.
But our positioning, our brand positioning, is about happy slam. It's festival. It's fun. It's music. It's food. We've added beauty this year as a pillar. We're going to be adding fashion. We've had kids and family as a pillar, and then we're going to be adding gaming as well. So those are going to be in the future. Those are going to be our key main pillars. We've done a bit of gaming before. We've done some fashion before.
Yeah.
Beauty we launched it last year, as you know well, Brie, and,
Yep.
and we're going to just take it another level this year.
quite literally, I hear.
To another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
We have-
embargoed?
Everything's
I
going
like
up
that.
second.
No.
We're all going up.
Everything's
We've
going
been
up.
talking about that
Yeah.
since
The
October.
other thing we're doing this year, which I did mention, is we're going to make the experience for fans watching on the outside courts much better because the idea is to bring them up close and personal to the court, be able to see their stars. So we've added a second level where you're not sitting way back and at the top far away. You're going to be really up close. So
Ground
and
pass is
eventually
still the best value ticket in town, isn't it?
All right, now for complete gear change. Earlier this week, we had the Newcombe Medal.
yes.
Our producer Vic, she hit the blue carpet at the Newcombe Medal to find out what rules our Aussie tennis stars would change if they could. Let's have a watch.
That's a good question. Mine would be that we play lets on the serve. So if someone serves it and it's a let, that we actually just play when the point starts.
Play lets on serve. Like, you play it in the point, I think you may as well play it like on the serve.
I think honestly lets. I'm at that point where I just want to just play it. And if it happens to roll over, too bad.
What would I change? Maybe add an extra serve.
I give myself more than 2 serves.
I would love to see that once the ball leaves your hand on the serve, that you must serve it and you can't catch the ball and like a bad toss. So I would say once the ball leaves the hand, then the point is started.
Maybe that we could sit down after the one game, the first game, because sometimes that first game can be really long. Like if you're due sad, and then you switch ends, and then you got to wait 2 more games to sit down again. So maybe that one, just like a little sit. Sometimes I go to sit down, and I forget that I can't sit down at that change of ends.
It have to be something to do with injury timeouts. I think it's a battle of will out there, and I think players use it as a tactic at times when they're struggling or right before their opponent has to serve in front of, right before a big game, late in the 5th set. I think try and cut that out.
I think the 3rd set tiebreak should always be 10 points, not 7. Like set tiebreaks.
1 bounce. I hate the 2 bounce rule, so I reckon we speed the game up and make it 1 bounce.
I mean, I would just go like even shorter format. Like up to 4 games. I actually enjoy, controversial, right? But I didn't mind like the mixed doubles, like that it just, at US Open up to 4. I liked it. It was nice and short.
So a few friends of the pod there. Craig, anyone take you by surprise with their thoughts?
I would have expected that from late in the injury time. I always hated when people take advantage of injury time out. A lot of support for the lets. So the way I look at it,
It's your favourite.
it's my favorite. It's just kind of a no-brainer. Why do you in tennis you play let on the serve but you don't in the point? Doesn't make any sense. It's an old-fashioned one. So just change that overnight. Would make any difference. I've always advocated for 1 serve because I always think that adds a different dynamic to the whole game. And more points of pressure. So to Dash's point, if you play to 4 and then a 9-point breaker at 4-all, everyone plays 3 out of 5 sets. Both the men play and the women play 3 out of 5 sets. And then you have a bit of a shortened format, but lots of points of pressure.
Yeah.
But that may be too transformational. You got to probably do that in a different format versus in the Grand Slam. So I think the way things go forward, you have to have more points of pressure, more points of consequence, I should say, and you got to design the scoring format that gives you more points of consequence and less time between points.
The tournament director himself has agreed. All of those rules are now in place.
None of that'll happen. But it's a dream.
process.
But when I was coaching college tennis, all that stuff, we played 1 point. We played 1 point
Yep.
tournaments. We We played no less for many years. We changed doubles to 8-game pro set, not the full 2 out of 3 sets. We went to a 10-point breaker. And you concertinaed that whole experience into about 3 hours of just complete fun entertainment, and everyone finished, and people could sit and watch it and get something to drink, and so there were the school I was at. We used to get people to come out and we fill the stadium watching college tennis, but there was always something to look.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Right, I know we're running long, and you are, I'm told, a very busy man.
Yes.
So, wait, give horse mouth. I'm going to shut up and just be like, thanks, Craig, for being here. You are a great guy. But we do like to finish the show each week with a little ace of the week. Something from the week that's made you happy. Doesn't have to be tennis related. I prefer it not to be. We're going to start with you, Craig. What's been your ace of the week?
This morning were lots of aces of the week. I enjoy giving Andrea Buckridge 30 years service.
I love Andrea.
She's so fantastic.
She's great. Hi, Andrea.
So I've got a few aces because ace is kind of the only thing that I'm able to do. Anything else I've got useless at. So, and we've got 13 seconds. Getting that today. Seeing the appointment of our new chair, Chris Harrop, is a brilliant guy. He's going to be really good. The Newcombe Medal. It was great sitting next to Nuke. Nuke, I thought, gave a fantastic speech at the beginning of it. It was really solid. And then, of course, Alex de Minaur winning the Newcombe Medal. So ace of the week for me was all the highlights. This was a week full of highlights.
That was very good. Busy man, but a good week. Well done.
It was a good week.
What about you, Rhys? What was your ace of the week?
Mine's going to be pretty simple. I would say my sister all year, my younger sister, she's been living in Margaret River out in WA, surfing and living the life over there. And I see her tonight, getting dinner with my sister tonight. So
that's awesome.
Short and sweet, but yeah.
You a surfer?
Oh, nowhere near as good as her.
Okay.
I grew up I'm from Frankston originally, so we're not too far from the surf beaches.
Yeah, see you on the beach.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Make sure she brings some wine, or is it too late? She's probably on a plane.
We're going out for dinner.
Oh,
so,
good. Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah, very nice. All right, Brianna.
Mine is really boring.
Okay.
I'm happy that the sunshine's coming.
When?
No, we've had some
It's going
sun.
to rain now that you said that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, everyone did. No, it's 30
Tomorrow.
degrees tomorrow.
Oh, it is?
And it was really hot last Thursday and Wednesday. I need sunshine.
Yeah, because it's December
And
11.
We have not had enough sunshine in Melbourne.
No, let's not have heat, just have sunshine.
No, it's just sunshine. And I'm really excited that we have got more sunshine at the moment. And also means it's going to be great weather. Perfect watching weather for the Australian Open.
Yeah. What's the ideal, if it could be the same condition and temperature every day for the AO, Craig, what would it be?
26, 27 degrees, sun shining, no wind.
Deal. Okay.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll take
27 thinking it'll maybe to 28, but once you get to 30, you don't need to bother.
Yeah. My ace of the week is actually a little bit different. So this show, the tennis, we're winding it up and we're relaunching a brand new video podcast extravaganza starting at AO called Pod Laver Arena. And this week I've seen a few camera tests of our hosts. Of the new logo.
Not us. We are retiring.
I fired myself.
Yeah, we're retiring as
Someone must have
hosts.
fired you because you would never fire yourself.
Yeah, true. There you
He
go.
definitely fired me.
I've been trying to all year. But
So
no.
who's doing it?
Well, I won't reveal just yet, but
Okay.
over the coming weeks, I will reveal more. But Pod Laver Arena, watch this space and many other spaces. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
But yeah, another little tease
I
there.
hope it's someone that we like.
It will be. Yeah.
Have you
Okay.
got it past Craig yet?
He doesn't. I don't need his approval.
No, those things I don't approve, but I don't come on it if I don't like them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was their request too. I don't want that old guy anymore.
Okay,
Anyway,
there you go. OG,
God.
not old guy. OG.
OG, yeah. The OG CEO, Craig Tiley.
How does he still have a job? I have no
Who
idea.
knows? Well, whenever Craig comes on, I like to refer to it as career-limiting moves with Xavier Muehlerbach. But it never...
the
No,
podcast name changes.
he's still here. It's been 45 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One day I'll go too far. But
Yeah,
it's not
you
this
will.
day, my friends. Thank you so much, Craig. Rhys, it has been thrilling to have you back
Thanks,
again.
Dave and Brie. It's been a great year to be on the pod
It has
lately.
been.
Yeah, it's
It'd
been
be
really
sad
good.
to say goodbye the next couple of weeks.
We've had fun, haven't we?
We have had fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, stick around for more information from the tennis. Go on the socials. Follow us on wherever you want to do. Get any emails. I don't know. It's been fun.
Been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
See you
everyone.
next week.
Hey everyone, Harps and Andy here. Just want to remind you that you can watch every episode of The Tennis on our YouTube channel, Australian Open TV, and you can also catch us on Tennis Plus by heading to ozopen.com/tennis plus.
And if you want to flick us an email, feedback, thoughts on the show, comments, we're at podcast@tennis.com.au. One of us two will read it. But in the meantime, we'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.